Welcome back, Gangi. Welcome back. I think we're just gonna jump into it. This is kind of where we're at. We're doing some mediums. We're making progress. It's taking time, but we're getting where we need to go. That being the case, we're gonna do a classic 30-minute session. We are the medium slayer now, so this is where we're at. So I actually don't have a lot to say today because we're a little bit strapped for time, but I think we're just gonna jump into it. But we seem to be doing okay. Hopefully, we can still keep making progress. Yesterday we worked on a problem which had a ridiculous number of dislikes. So, yeah, somehow we were able to solve it. This one also has a ridiculous number of dislikes, so hopefully it also isn't crazy. But we shall see. So I'm just gonna jump into it now. So we're gonna implement the my a to I string s function. Which converts a string to a 32-bit signed integer, similar to C/C++'s A to I function. So it converts a character, or I guess a string, to a 32-bit signed integer, okay? Do we just sum up all that? I wonder how this works. Algorithm for A to I is as follows. Read in and ignore any leading space check if the next character, if not already at the end of the string, is minus or plus. Read this character in if it is either. This determines if the final result is negative or positive, respectively. Assume the result is positive if neither is present. Read in next the characters until the next non-digit character. So keep reading keep reading non-digit characters until the next non-digit character, or the end of the input is reached. The rest of the string is ignored. So convert these digits. So I guess it's an example. Convert these digits into an integer. So we have 1, 2, 3, arrow. 1, 2, 3. Now we have 0, 0, 3, 2. Convert these digits into an integer. convert these digits into an integer. So we have 1, 2, 3. Assume it's positive. Read characters into the next non-digit character. If no digits were read, then the integer is 0. No digits were read, then the integer is 0. Change the sign as necessary. This makes no sense. If the integer is out of the 32-bit signed integer range, then clamp the integer so that it remains in the range. Specifically, integers less than negative 231 should be changed to negative 231. Turn the integer as the final result. Only the space character is considered a white space character. Only the space character is considered a white space character. Do not ignore any characters other than the leading white space or the rest of the string after the digits. Do not ignore any characters other than the leading white space or the rest of the string. I'm gonna be honest, this problem makes absolutely no sense. We ignore the white space. Character, the number should be negative. Are we just reading the characters in? Is this problem just asking us to extract the numbers from the... I don't understand what it's asking me, but I'm just gonna try extract the numbers from the string. So we'll have a string, right, which will eventually turn into a big int, but I'm pretty sure what they want us to do, we'll say for const letter of s, if letter we'll just change it to car. If car is equal to a space, we'll skip it, so we just won't even do anything. If car is equal to a negative sign, then we'll set negative. We can also just ignore. We just won't do anything. And then we can have else. We'll say else if car dot match, and we'll just say that it's a number. We'll return 0, and then I'll just print the string. So we seem to be getting the number that we're looking for. So I think we'll just say now, we'll just say const num is equal to big int I wonder if you can actually, if you can go from a big int to, if you can pass in a big int, if you can pass a string into a big int. It looks like you can, so that is ideal. So if it was negative, right, we'll just add a negative sign. Otherwise, we'll just say big int of stir, and then here we'll just do the clamping. We'll say if num is less than the big int of 2 to the 31, negative 2 to 31. Actually, they want us to clamp it. So if it's less than that, we actually do just want to return negative 2 to the 31. Else if num is greater than big int of 2 to the 31, right, minus 1n, you can just return 2 to the 31 minus 1. Otherwise, we'll just return num. So words and 987, our output is 987, but they expected 0. unclear why it's 0. So read in and ignore any leading white space. Check if the next character, if not already at the end of the string, is minus or plus. Assume the result is positive if neither is present. Read in next the characters until the next non-digit character. I see what's going on here. So I think a better way to do this would probably just be to use index instead. Then we can change this to a while loop. Where we'll say idx is less than s.length. Const car will be equal to s sub idx. This is mostly because we want to do some things where we skip all leading white space. So we can do skip leading white space and s sub idx equals space. We're going to do idx plus equals 1. Right, we'll know if it's negative if, right, if we're at the end of the string. Damn, the sickness is really getting to me. Negative is equal to negative is equal to, we could be at the end of the string, right? Or we're just going to check here is if idx equals s.length, we can safely return 0 because the string is over. Otherwise, we can check if idx if S sub IDX if S sub IDX equals negative or S sub IDX equals positive. The reason we're putting this as an if is because this is kind of stateful, right? Because if it is negative or positive, then we want to also move IDX forward by 1. Only in the case where the next character actually equaled oof. Bro, this sickness has got my eyes watering crazy. IDX plus equal 1. From here, we can keep reading until we can skip the minus part because we already have that. And then, like they said, read in characters until the next non-digit number. So we'll do the else here, and then here we'll do break. If it's not a digit, stop. And then we should be able to keep the logic from before the same. Interesting. Oh my god, what am I doing? We still have to increment IDX plus equals 1. Now we're passing 500 more test cases. We have plus 1. Why aren't we reading this? Right. Right, s dot length. Oh, this is just a bad way of checking, I guess. What I meant to say is we're at the last, right. If we have one character in the string, we've reached the end when it's greater than that. Wait a second, no. Doesn't equal space, so IDX would be equal to 0. So we don't return, it's not even a problem. Now, if this is equal to S sub IDX or plus, right, we want to read in the character anyway, and we're only reading it if it's negative. We want to read either way. Nice. So this is an ID. This wasn't too bad. I think a lot of the times you run into an issue where they're explaining the problem so directly and telling you exactly what to do that it gets a little confusing. I'm going to keep it 1,000, gang. I'm dying. So I think we're going to stop there for today. Hopefully the sickness gets a little bit better. But we did a little today, so at least we're doing mediums now. So, yeah.